Hey guys, Tom here. I've been watching a few of these prophetic things, and it's like, most of it has lost all credibility. But some of them are still interesting and pretty too. So, I was watching one of the pretty ones lately who I guess is claiming to be of light. Um, and they were reflecting back to me that you're ready and your guides are going to take you to what it is that you want. This is the part of the journey for you that you where I get what I want. Uh, which of course is complete and utter total separation from the other, which is the darkness, the enemy. Because I'm not night, I'm not shadow, and I'm not any of the forces of darkness. Those are the ones who joined the eternal dead. Remember the eternal darkness. So we're not a part of that. Instead, we are a part of the other side of it, which is light and life and heaven, all that good stuff. And of that vibration. And that's where we're going. We're not going to be mixed. We're not going to be a mixed house. We're not going to take on any of the darkness or any of their problems. That's not my responsibility, and I'm not here to do that. They were talking about, being led to your highest good, your highest potential. Well, let me tell you, I'm not here to serve evil. I'm not here to benefit evil in any way, shape, or form. I'm not a servant of evil. I've not been given to darkness for them to use in any way, shape, or form. I'm not of the darkness. I'm of the light instead. That's where we're going back. So we're leaving the darkness. Like I said, it's one thing to shine in the darkness, but we're not supposed to stay in it. We're not going to stay in darkness. Instead, we're going to rise on up and out of that and move on to the next thing. We're not here to do any emotional healing. If we are returned the things that we need and are made is made this body made well, and we have our sovereignty as they were talking about, and our spiritual energetic detachment from all that is of the enemy, the darkness, the night, shadow, etc. Then that's all the healing that we actually need. There's no psychological or emotional healing or anything like that that needs to go on, because again, that's all satanic stuff. It's about constructs. It's not even real. How can you be emotionally or psychologically healed of something that's not even real? It's meaningless. You see what I'm saying? I mean, if you got mommy issues or something, right? Or daddy issues, either or. But mommy and daddy wasn't even real people. That they weren't even humans. Don't you think you could let go of those issues since they weren't even human? How could you? Why would you? I mean, you could have issues with that which put you in that cradle, so that you grew up in that environment. You might have emotional or psychological issues concerning that. But then, if you are wiser, there's no reason to have any emotional or psychological issues of any sort. Um, it doesn't mean that you're. Oh, I saw where one of them was using. This is one of the problems with the one of these, the pretty ones that's talking about, like they're of the light and of could be a maybe even act as a guide. Um, they're still using the satanic language, talking about like like they're there to work out issues or something and karma and that kind of stuff. And that's not the gig at all for me. Maybe for you, but I came in just fine from above. So I'm not here to work out anything personal inside me. We're just fine. We don't change. We are what we are, and we don't really change at all. We might change a personnel that's in the camp, but basically, all we're doing right now is we're going up. And they were saying, what is it, your highest good and your highest potential? Well, that's the thing. That's all we're about, is going up. It's whatever takes me higher. Who makes me higher? Heaven makes me higher. Heaven makes me high. The light makes me higher. The light is growing in us. So we are going up, and we're going through the transformations that make me and the body inaccessible uh, to and by anything of the darkness or their operatives, their helpers and friends and such. Um, because that's, just what is going to happen. That's what has to happen, because after all, hate was removed from us, and that still wasn't really legally recognized or acknowledged by some of these. But anyway, we're going to go on and we'll be completely inaccessible to them and their energies and illnesses. Um, Basically being made invincible to their weapons and their ways, their methods. They're invulnerable to any of this, their lies and all of that. Just a fortress of light and life, as we're meant to be. Full separation from all that is the other, all that is not light, day, heaven, life. The opposite. Full separation from all of that. So there is no spiritual or energetic connections between us. And we will be sharing nothing with them, and they'll be not receiving anything of us, and we'll not be receiving anything of them, as I'm guessing. But I know that we won't be receiving anything of them or theirs. It's victory. That's all it's about. We're just going for the victory, and that's what heaven is going to provide us, is the victory. And again, guys, we don't have to define you as that, being the enemy or whatever, because they already see you as that. There's that song again, hey, just because we're different don't mean we're enemies. Well, that which is my true guide and benefactor and guardian sees specific types as the enemy. So there you go. We're obviously not all the same thing. We might be included in the same place and or of the same system that's going on, but that doesn't mean that positive is negative and negative is positive. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't mean good is bad and bad is good. It doesn't mean that light is darkness and darkness is light. No, these things are different, and they're going to remain separated. That's what's happening. It's just that's all that's happening. I saw another video where they were talking about where people sense a division. Well, there is a division. And what it is that there is, a line where you are defined as of that or of the other, and these of the darkness are of the darkness, and they're not me. I'm not the darkness. I'm not the night. I'm not shadow. I'm not magic. I'm not fire. Those things all belong in another area and realm and at a specific kind of vibration set. Whereas I'm in another vibration set, that is far above that. It's much higher vibration. There's no hate in it. Okay. And I know that even people with some hate can get higher than that other stuff that they're talking about. But again, we're moving on. The day's rising, and we're going to rise into our home, which is skies, heavens. And so, and we do pray that the false reality matrix is dissipated for us, and that we see past it more easily. The lies of the enemy is made ineffective now. It's really failing them, and they're completely failing here. They're doomed to completely fail against us, doomed to keep us down, or doomed rather to fail in keeping us down or keeping us. That's just impossible. We don't belong with darkness. It was a visitation. That was all it was. Now, I do know that we were maybe supposed to be able to benefit some of the night, maybe, in the process. But again, we've already done all of this stuff, and we're not here in this particular dark world to do it again. We didn't. We already earned our stripes, and we already paid our dues a long, long time ago. We're leaving this dark world for the light and life and stuff. Like I said, it's one thing to shine in the darkness, but we're not staying here. And so we're going to move on from that. Heaven is our guardian, and they're causing us to win. They're providing us with the divine guides that are good and beneficial, which lead me to the successes I need and is benefited from. And they keep us winning and going the right direction, thinking the right thoughts, with the correct attitude, a good attitude, and going for the climbing to a better altitude and achieving the victory, which is, of course, to me at this point, just getting back to where I was, I think, but being totally separated from them, of course, and being clean of that because we're not that. We don't do that. We can't identify with any of them. And we think differently and we act differently and we perceive differently. Their brain is different from ours. They get pleasure from things that would cause us to recoil, I think. And we're just totally different. So the opposites, we're not going to be combined with anything that is our opposite. And so, what are we doing if we're trying to achieve anything? Well, it would be the best and happiest version of me, right? Because I heard him talking about how you're trying to achieve the best version of yourself or something like that, or the highest version or something like that. And I'm thinking, I think we've already been that before we came to the world. Um, so yeah, we're just trying to get back up high to the good place in heaven and with the best people, and what does the best want? The best wants the best, of course, and to be the better version of ourselves, yes. And that's us without the damn darkness. So goodbye to the demons. We're not going to be under demonic rule or influence either. Um, and hopefully, we'll continue on with, hopefully we can create some good things along the way, some good influences and so on. But this other stuff of where they were, thinking they were going to make themselves us, no, that's the darkness doesn't get to make them. This is not their home. What they've gone through is some type of a fantasy, a delusion, or something where they were going to, own this or rule it or something. But that's all ended now. That's over, and the witch and all the rest of the dark things that would lay claim to me, a light, owned by the light in heaven. All of that's being ended from us. And I'm really happy about that. I say have an amen. So we're just going to, like I said, we're just going to continue on this path of going up and becoming more separate and detached from the others, which is defined as the enemy by heaven, and anything of darkness that serves darkness or is trying to keep us down, all that's the enemy. Competitors are the enemy. You can't be me or a part of me or receive of me and think you're going to compete with me because you're an enemy. And you're doomed to lose and fail anyway. So, and that is the real deal. All those that are against us is doomed to fail. So, guys, again, thanks for praying for us. And yeah, we were listening to this about how don't worry about the money will be there, and so on and so forth. All I can tell you is that instead of 18 years of trust building with our God, quote unquote, it was distrust building. And we're not accepting that God. We're not accepting any dark thing calling itself God. Again, I'm light. I'm a light man. So goodbye to all them of the darkness. We have a home, like I told you, and that's where we're going. We're going with heaven and all the light, the good stars that are for us, them that is for our victory. That's who we're going to go with. Them that love us and want good things for us, but have no need to curse us in any way, shape, or form. And no want to do so, and would not have anyone do it, and wouldn't allow it to happen if they could stop it. That's who we're going with. In other words, the God of light. Because the God of light, who's all light without darkness within them, knows me already. They don't have to test me in any way, shape, or form. They already know me. They see the light on me, in me, sitting here in my head, whatever it is. And they know that they already know me. They can see the spire coming up off of us. We're connected to the heaven. And they've heard me for a long time. What they had me here for, I'm not exactly sure. But I do know they don't want us to be damaged in any way, and they don't want us to suffer. And we're going to go with them. Now, does that mean that we completed our mission? Well, we did raise a bunch of hell. We did raise a bunch of people, even though this last bunch was only, is all like, oh my gosh, the weight of hell itself dragging us down into hell. That's why we're released it, and they're heaven forces them to release us, because we're not supposed to be down here like that, and we're supposed to stay high, and we're supposed to, and that's what we're going to do. So, guys, thanks very much for your help and your support, and we hope that all this will progress very quickly, like I've been told, and we love you for loving us this well. Those who is loving us so very well. And of course, I'm really looking forward to the point in time where we can look. People talk about, achieving your dreams or something, or living your best life. Whatever. We've been trying to get to heaven. Remember, we've been saying we wanted to leave for 15 years. Because as far as we can tell, there's no thing of the world that we want, and it's because, as far as our experience goes, it is suggested that there is no thing you can have that would ever be any good or worth your time and effort. Because why? Because the evil damned people would be involved, the damned darkness, the devil or whatever. But I saw recently, excuse me, I had to step away for a moment. But yeah, basically after all the experiences I've had, it's like, oh no, the only thing we want is to go, to leave, to be gone from, in other words, like we said a long, long time ago, to go where these people aren't going to go. Because, if you've got hate in you and you're a friend of hate, and you do magic, and you hate, and you hate, and you do things like hate the light, and all that stuff, and hate love, and hate this and hate that, well, guess what? You're not going with me. You can't go to where I'm going. They're never going to allow that. They're never going to allow you to remain attached to me. They're never going to allow any of that. And when we leave this valley, you're not following us. You're not following us anyway. We're going to continue on and to raise up in vibration and to move from one dimension to the next. And that's just the way that is. And you're not going to remain attached to us, because those hires are not going to have it. That's just all that is. And the reason why is because they have a place for us high, and that's not anywhere where any of this other stuff can go. So, but yet still, going back to what they were saying about how, living something, having something, getting what you want or something, it's like, surely, none of that could happen because of all the stuff that's in our head about what it is we're looking at. Think of the experience we've had our entire life. Did I have a family? Was I ever a part of an earth family? Or was it only demons, actors, playing? Again, we don't have emotional issues. We never did. We write these people off. It's done, man. It's like we went through our grieving process and our mourning of what was supposed to be family and all that. Yeah, apparently, some of these things are for some people, and it's good for them. I think that being able to have an earth family and experience all that stuff and tradition and have generations and children and grandchildren. Oh gosh, that's just got to be one of the most golden experiences any entity could have, if it could be successful and not fraught with darkness and demons and evil damn things constantly, always looking for a way to destroy all good things in your life. Yeah, it would be great. But I don't see, in some other world of light where I'm going, it might be possible to have something like that. But in this particular world, and until I see better and know better, as far as I can tell, it's, I went from one world that was okay and had a bunch of people in it that was me, to a world that wasn't okay at all and is doomed. and that all I'm doing is leaving that world to go to a better place that's not doomed, and on my way to the place that is the best. I don't know how soon I get there or not, um, but still, it's just what it is. Now, again, we did get this one particular prophetic word from a guy that I do like. I don't watch everything he does, but I tune into him. I call him Uncle Albert, and he always has a positive word. He's not doing this stupidity, satanic nighttime BS thing where you're trying to become your own god and you're doing shadow work because you've got issues. Oh, bullshit. That's all bullshit. That's dragon shit, kids. That's satanic dragon shit that you're buying into. You ain't got no damned issues. There's only demons. And the demons will bow the hell down. They're going to get out of the damn way. We're not of their game. We're from the other guys, the other side. We didn't do their deal. They're what they are. They're of the darkness, of inordinate desire and hate and all that stuff. And we're not that. They talk about passion. I think there's only one thing that they talk about as passion. It's like they don't know of any emotional passion, which explains an awful lot of how they value things. Because I don't think they have an emotional passion. And it's probably difficult for them to feel love unless they get that from something of light, let's say, whom they would like to pretend has no value because we're not exhibiting this, that, or another talent that's marketable by them. Again, goodbye, darkness. You're not supposed. Darkness is not to be standing around trying to market me. They're not our handlers. They're not my judge. Nothing of darkness is that for. No, it's darkness is underneath light, kids. Yeah, that's messed up. So yeah, we're going back up. We're going with them of light. But yeah, Uncle Albert came out with this prediction. It sounded as though, well, things would be changed in such a way that not only would I be in a different place altogether, right? That I've moved away from the valley of low vibration people or whatever, and be in a better place, a bright place, right? Where there's light and life, me. But that we'd also be given more knowledge and a greater discernment of some sort so that we could actually tell where we were in comparison to where we have been and or would be able to discern one from the other, because see, at this point, I know that there are those who know how to show up looking and sounding and acting like what we would say is good and right. They can show up and act like a duck, quack like a duck, and walk like a duck. Only it's not a damn duck. It is a damn duck instead of just a duck. It's not, it's not a duck. It's not an owl. If you watch that movie, Them of the Fourth Kind. So that's why whenever people talk about, going on to live your best, or you're going to get what you want, it's like, why do I get what I want whenever what I want is to be gone from the damned world and all the damn people, and I can't think of a thing in the world that I'd want or want to be invested in, because it's sure the heck not Christian. I've gotten a sort of a Christian experience in as much as that I was awakened to the damned and the evil and the fire and the hell and the eternal misery, I guess, of the wicked people who never get to rest, which I see as fire. You see? And I can't identify with it. Now, could we benefit some of them? Look, it's like this. I don't care. We really don't care anymore. If things were set up in a certain kind of a way that everything was all fine, fun, and good for me, and I was surrounded by a bunch of things that weren't out to kill me, then maybe there could be something worked out. There was a system before, but it looks like it's broke. It's time to go home. We're just going up. That's all we're doing right now. We're just going up, getting victory after victory, success after success. The prophetic word people, I can't really follow any of that, guys. I mean, I'm going to check in from time to time, and some of it's interesting, but we already did do that leap of faith thing, where we went out there with good faith and love in our heart, with nothing but the best of intentions, right? And we were not provided for. We were not welcomed. We did not experience fellowship with anyone. We didn't get any of the guidance. And it was all just the bad and worse. And being siphoned, our life being siphoned from us each and every day. Being made to pay for something we didn't ask for. So that's why we say goodbye. We're done with this. We're not paying for anything more. We're not giving ourselves away. We don't want to invest in anything of darkness or the dark world. That's everything we're in disagreement with, and we're not going to be agreeing with that. And of course, we renounce everything that's satanic and demonic and darkness and shadow and all that stuff. Everything that's ruled by hate, including the entire damn Catholic Church, if they're a satanic organization, which they're looking more and more like they're that compromised. Like, the Universal Church. It's like a damn joke. I know so much of it seems like our reality, this false reality matrix, which is quickly, the illusion is just falling away from me. It's like a big joke, It's like, well, where are you? If the book says you're wanting to enter into life, where are we? Now, I've had a whole bunch of, things that act like they were trying to give me an alchemical journey, which they were just the damned of the world or hell or whatever, keeping me from reaching my highest potential, acting like a damned anchor, So, yeah, we're letting go of all the parasites and all the energetic leeches, all that holds us down. We're letting go of all that, and heaven's forcing them to let go of us and release us and withdraw from us. And they're making us go through those transformations. This physical body is transforming, so that it is being made inaccessible to all these of the enemy. And I'm thankful. I'm grateful for that we're going back up. Yeah. And maybe we'll know fame. I don't know. Maybe, but we're going to remain cool. The colors that we exhibit is the colors that is on the inside, and it is the colors of heaven. And that's because that's what we are from. And there's no competition. We're not in any kind of competition with any of these things. If they're doing anything, that's just enemy stuff, and they'll, fail and suffer consequences. So, guys, let's keep it peaceful and nice as much as possible. And maybe, some good stuff can still come out of it at the end. Maybe that we can have that system that's set up where there's that last chance type of walk for some of them. I don't know who is available for that. The way they make it sound, it's like some of the night. It's like, these, like they're the undecided folks who they could still get into heaven, if they play things right or something. But those are the darkness. Nah, I just don't see. We're not going to be partnered with anything of that. If they're a witch, magic, fire, dragon, no, we're not partnered with any of that. We're light. We're lighthouse. We vibrate in the colors of heaven, inside from our bone marrow out. One of them said that they had fire as their DNA in their DNA. Well, I don't. I don't have death or wickedness in my DNA, not at all. I have a bunch of goodness and light, life, real, the kind of good love that only those who experience the light can understand. That's who we be and how we're going to be. So yeah, our wilderness season is finished, and our Exodus is here, and we're going to be exiting from Egypt or wherever the darkness is, richly, what I'm told, with wealth. I guess that's because, them of the darkness is compelled to pay us, back for all this hell that they put us through and everything. In gold and silver and life and those good things that they have stolen from us, the best of us and such. And we're going to focus on our journey, on our self. They would say, focus on yourself, and we are. We're going to continue to focus more on ourself and try to. Again, there's no reason, as we continue, and I've been told this shall continue, it will not stop. Um, I'll be more motivated. And I'm only telling this not to make the enemy unhappy or anything. I'm just saying this for all those that do love us correctly and support us and want for our victory. That, yeah, it'll work. It'll actually work, because if you know me, you know I'm that eternal motivation. That whole thing of, oh yeah, we can do this. Dear God in heaven. Well, this is a very, 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 very long message. But you know what? And the one before it was like 20 minutes long, and I thought, well, I'll just try it again. And this one turned out to be even longer. And you know what it is I heard the other day, or one of them was saying something about, you just need to be quiet. Oh, well, I've heard this again and again. And it's from what I probably am, is somebody who's listening to a demon. Is heaven going to take care of this for me and vanquish my enemies and defeat all my enemies and their mechanisms and their weapons? Are they? Is that being taken care of for me? Yes, it is, and it certainly will be. They'll certainly guide me and provide for me and make sure that I am reaching the best place, that I do get to the best place, and I have the best victory possible. Yeah, I absolutely believe that. But part of what I am is to say, I've got a bloody right, they might say. You're bloody well right to say. You got a right to say. And the thing of it is, and we do, because if we're in an environment, then I'm going to have something to say about it. If there isn't something I'm experiencing, I am going to have something to say about it. That's just all there is. I wasn't made to be quiet. As I'm not a wolf. They were talking the other day, oh, they did this or that, and it turns out you're going to lead the wolf pack. No, I'm not. I'm not a wolf. I'm not an animal. The song says you traded your passion for glory a long time ago. I don't suffer from any of that. I'm not a night creature in any way. That's as simple as that. I'm not night. I'm not the darkness. I'm not evil. We're not hate. We're the opposite of all those things. I'm a human. I'm one of the living ones.